On the Rice Ridge fire burning near Seeley Lake slows down after doubling in size on Sunday.
In fact, the blaze now stands at nearly 120,000 acres burned. Here's a look at the latest fire perimeter. Fire managers report the inversion lifted enough that by early in the afternoon on Tuesday, they were able to get some helicopters in there with water drops along the northwest side of the fire, helping out the Flathead hotshots and several dozers constructing fire line on that side of the blaze. Crews are able to continue line improvement east of Seeley Lake. Paying special attention right now to seal the fire line around several slop overs from previous days of the fire and continue work in that Morrell Creek area where the fire line has been crossing the drainage. Now, some evacuated Seeley residents began to return to their homes last night and today, but that doesn't mean life is getting back to normal.
The situation in Seeley Lake is still precarious with the monster Rice Ridge fire just over the hill from hundreds of homes. MTN's Augusta McDonnell has more from the people who are affected by this fire.
It's quiet in the neighborhoods that were evacuated last week. The dense smoke filling the valley muffles all sound, and one resident says he hasn't really seen his neighbors.
I saw the neighbor lady that lives right over here just a little while ago. I haven't seen anybody else.
Another resident who also just got back home had watched the Rice Ridge fire grow across the hillsides behind his house and was anxious over this last evacuation.
The fire is actually this whole back area on the other side of the tree line, which you can't see. It's freaky. You know, you don't know where it's going to go. That's the issue. When a fire grows 48,000 acres in a day, it could take out a town in no time.
Not everyone is able to go back to their houses yet, but some have found a home away from home at Camp Paxton.
An unofficial shelter has formed out here at Camp Paxton where evacuees have been chipping in to make meals and clean, and the people who run the camp have opened their doors to anyone who needs a place to go.
Yeah, it started that we were going to bring a family of friends and our own family, daughter and grandkids out, and then as we were coming back to camp, we found so many others that had nowhere to go. So we said, follow us.
But if it hadn't been for Joe and Glenn and Camp Paxton, I would have had no place to go.
They had 58 people at the camp at one point. The Montana Food Bank Network delivered over 7,000 pounds of food to the camp for evacuees. People can stop by for meals, and they are going to keep the doors open to anyone who needs a place to stay for the time being. Reporting in Seeley Lake, I'm Augusta McDonnell for MTN News.
It was PI Property Management in Missoula that gave the camp permission to open to evacuees. They have more food than they think they'll ever be able to distribute, but it will stay in the Seeley Lake community. After this fire season, it will go to the Seeley Food Bank.